Around Town is brought to you by Eastern North Carolina Medical Group. Good health is music to our ears. With office locations at 1041 Noel Lane, Suite 105 in Rocky Mount, 10589 East NC Highway 97 in Joiners Crossing Shopping Center in Rocky Mount, 155 Nashville Commons Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center Plaza in Nashville, North Carolina, 1812 Glendale Avenue, Suite B in Wilson, North Carolina, 903 North Arundel Drive in Zebulon, North Carolina, as well as the ENCMG Lewisburg Oncology Clinic at 216 North Beckett Boulevard, Suite 5 in Lewisburg, North Carolina. Log on to encmg.com today to locate the office nearest you.
Welcome to Around Town with Jean Almond. I am she, and delighted to be with Taylor Barker, who is the chairman of the Small Business Committee, and Randy Vann. And Randy, we're here to celebrate your company.
Thank you.
Haney Vann Bruton and Crawford LLP. You were one of the original ones who started it in 1972, correct?
Yeah, it's doesn't seem like it's been that long ago. We've seen a lot of changes during that period of time, but we've had a good time along the way, so I think it's great for anybody to do something that they really enjoy doing and getting personal satisfaction, so you're not dreading to go to work in the morning, and I still feel that way. We've had doing something you really enjoy. It's not work.
Well, that's good. Well, back in 1972, when you guys were founded, where was the original location? Because I'm just going to assume that this is not the original location.
We started out upstairs in what was then the United Federal Building.
Okay.
On 118 South Franklin Street.
Okay.
And, Mr. Henry Gregory was still living, and he was in charge of United Federal at that time.
Yes, sir.
And you had to do everything the way Mr. Gregory wanted it done.
Yeah.
He would not even allow us to have a sign on the street.
Oh, wow.
And so our ethical rules were real strict at that time too. I don't even think you could put the firm name in bold letters in the phone book. And that's been a tremendous change. At that time it was considered non-professional to do anything that was advertising or anything like that. And so that's one thing that's changed quite a bit.
And I remember too, there were other entities that it was unprofessional to advertise. So we've come a long ways with availing, giving people choices and telling different services that are available. Well, tell us about when you started. Was it Haney Vann and Bruton, or was Crawford with y'all originally in different locations?
Well, we started out, it was just Bill Haney and I. It was Haney and Vann. Mm-hmm. And we opened a little satellite office in Roanoke Rapids and did not have an employee up there at the time. Bill and I just went up as needed. Mm-hmm. And about 3 years later, V.C. Bruton moved to Roanoke Rapids and became in charge of that office. And he retired about 5 years ago, and one of our employees was Nathaniel Crawford, and he took over responsibility for the Roanoke Rapids office at that time. And
you recently acquired or partnered with a firm in Cary, correct?
Yes. My late former partner, Bill Haney's son, John Haney, was practicing in Raleigh with another partner, and we found a practice in Cary that was for sale, and so we purchased that practice, and John moved over to Cary, and he's managing that office. And we're really enjoying having John with the firm. It's almost like having Bill back.
Mm-hmm. And plus your son too, John Vann. So we're going to be talking to him a little bit later. But it sounds like it runs in the family. I'm seeing a pattern here of fathers being CPAs and sons being CPAs.
Yeah, well, we definitely have that. Yeah. And we're proud of that. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk to him as a boss instead of a father. I have to be careful to not cross the line and talk to him like I would any other employee. But it is kind of difficult sometimes to do that.
And I hope he, you know, does the same for you as well. He doesn't talk to you like the dad; he talks to you like the boss.
Yeah.
You have to be proud. No, and I'm just saying, I'm sure you're proud of him though, because Taylor and I have seen him in a lot of, and we're going to talk to him later on about a lot of his involvement in civic ways in Rocky Mount. But the trend of seeing sons coming back is just wonderful, and I think all of Rocky Mount can certainly celebrate that.
Yeah, we were happy that he chose to come back. We were competing with Myrtle Beach, and I was pleasantly surprised.
Rocky, yes.
He decided to come back. Yeah.
Randy, explain to us, or kind of help share with us the transition, because John's going to talk about iCloud and how you've really benefited from using the cloud now for your clients. But what was it like when you first started practicing as a CPA?
Our profession really has changed a lot. I don't think I ever had a green visor, but that's really almost literally what we did at that time. I mean, a depreciation schedule was like a 16-column sheet of paper, and we had to add things across, and now we just click a mouse 2 or 3 times, and we've got depreciation for hundreds of assets calculated. And so we can do, with today's technology, we can probably do 10 times the volume of work that we could do back in the old days, because it's just changed drastically. And now we can, with the cloud set up, we can literally do things in another country, I suppose, by way of the internet. So we can have a lot more flexibility to do other work, and I have some clients that I've not seen in 25 years. They were originally in Rocky Mount and moved away, but most people, if you give them good timely service, they don't change accounts too often. But that's the key, is we're a service business, and we have to try and do our best to give them timely service, I think.
There's a lot of safety things locked in here too. You were telling us ahead of time that if you leave, your computer shuts down fairly quickly after you walk out, and there are multiple passcodes that are required, so people can feel, even though the computer is much more involved, there are also lots of checks and balances safety-wise.
Yeah, that is something new that everybody's trying to be much more cognizant of, because there's been a lot of trouble with people's identity being stolen. We've had it happen to a few clients, and you find out about it when you go to file a tax return and you discover that somebody's already filed one for you using your Social Security number, and you have to go through a process with the IRS, and they give you a second identifying number that you have to use for a couple of years to straighten all that out.
Do you anticipate, with the change in administration, I guess people really do need to lean on CPAs more than ever, because with the prospect of even more changes, I mean, most of us can't keep up with what's allowed to be deducted and what's not, and what percentage is based on a person's age and whatnot. So those are things that you have constant continuing ed requirements, don't you?
Yeah, we'd have to go 40 hours a year to maintain our certificate, and we can easily do that, all right. I mean, it's no trouble finding 40 hours of things that you need to get refresher on when you consider changes in audit requirements as well as tax return requirements. And some of the things that they're talking about are pretty major changes. Some of them almost afraid they might be experiments, and I always felt like the savings and loan crisis that we had must have been the 80s. I thought the straw that broke the camel's back on that was when they drastically changed the depreciation allowance on real estate and made it much less tax advantageous to own real estate. And I thought that was a contributing factor to that crisis. And some of the things they're talking about now with the import tax on things purchased overseas, that's just a big experiment, and I don't know if anybody knows how that's going to play out if that's enacted.
One final question before we take a break. What percentage of your business is ongoing financial support for companies, and what percentage is primarily for just help people with their taxes?
I guess probably 2/3 of our work is probably tax related.
So it's throughout the year you provide the financial services.
Yeah, it's probably about 2/3, and we do it for small businesses and individuals, and a lot of the individuals we do own small businesses, and so we have a good variety of clients, and Rocky Mount we've just been very fortunate to over the years, and we just think Rocky Mount's a great place to live and raise a family, and it takes me 2 minutes to get back and forth to work. I can go home and take a nap at lunch if I want to.
I think that sounds wonderful. Well, we're going to go, Taylor, you're going to be involved in the presentation of the banner that's out on Winstead Avenue in front of the offices here. And then following that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have John, your son, introduce some of the support staff here.
Okay.
And then we're going to talk to him a little bit. But congratulations.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I enjoyed talking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Around Town is brought to you by Eastern North Carolina Medical Group. Good health is music to our ears. With office locations at 1041 Noel Lane, Suite 105 in Rocky Mount, 10589 East NC Highway 97 in Joiners Crossing Shopping Center in Rocky Mount, 155 Nashville Commons Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center Plaza in Nashville, North Carolina, 1812 Glendale Avenue, Suite B in Wilson, North Carolina, 903 North Arundel Drive in Zebulon, North Carolina, as well as the ENCMG Lewisburg Oncology Clinic at 216 North Beckett Boulevard, Suite 5 in Lewisburg, North Carolina. Log on to encmg.com today to locate the office nearest you.
Hi folks, we're back here at Haney Vann Bruton Crawford LLP, and we're here with John Vann, who would like to introduce us to somebody who makes things go around here and probably keeps everybody in line a little bit. John, tell us a little bit.
Oh yeah, she pretty much does it all. This is Diane Styling. She's been here for many years, does a little bit of everything: payroll, sales tax, bookkeeping, everything. Tell us a little bit about what you do, Diane.
I do mainly take care of customers. I meet them at the door, take their information, do payrolls, light bookkeeping, sales tax, as John just said, and help in any way that I can.
And how long have you been here, Diane?
23 years.
Oh, wow, okay. So you know a little bit about everybody around here then, huh?
A little bit about everybody.
I got you.
A lot about some.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, we depended on Diane for a lot of things. She's done a great job around here for many years. I'm very thankful to have you.
Thank you.
Randy, I can tell that Jean Worrell is a very important person because she just, when we walked in here, you said we couldn't do without her. How about kind of bragging on her a little bit?
Oh, she definitely is. You're talking, if there's a right-hand man, this is a right-hand woman. She has just been a tremendous help for me in so many ways. She's dedicated, and she'll work you to death if you don't watch it. And I don't know what I'd have done without her help, particularly after Bill retired. And
It's Bill Haney.
Yeah, she helped me so much with the clients that he was looking after. And you can just count on everything she does. She never misses a day, and she's just tremendous in everything she does.
Jean, how long have you been here?
Since January of 1989.
Great.
I graduated from college in 88 and started here in January.
And what mainly do you do besides keep them straight and carry through with Mr. Haney's clients?
Oh, just taxes and audits and things like that. Just the normal thing that we do around here, and help him with Excel all the time.
Well, he was talking cloud technology and whatnot, so, I'm impressed that he's getting, all of y'all are kind of getting onto this new technology, aren't you?
Yeah, we do the cloud. It's nice because sometimes if I have to, I can do it at home. So.
Great. So see, she's even working at home, not just when she's here working, she takes it home.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, but she loves to do things fancy on Excel that she knows I don't know how to do.
Yeah, I always.
And so I'll take one of her worksheets and I can't figure out how to do what she's done. She calls it job security.
I think that's what I was thinking. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
John, y'all got some fun ladies working here, don't you?
Oh, yeah, we do.
Do they keep you straight? Do you find there's a...
As best they can, you know, us accountants, we're kind of a wild bunch, so.
Oh, that's what I've always heard about you, Taylor, wild accountants.
Yeah, they have, 8 months out of the year where they can do whatever they want, so that's just a joke, you know.
That's not this time of year.
That is not this time of the year, that is correct.
Well, the iCloud, your dad mentioned, and Jean mentioned it too, that there have been so many changes. Did you find that you were some of the driving force when you came back here to push them to get the latest technology?
Well, actually, no. I mean, we've got a great group around here, and they were kind of starting this up about the time I got here. I mean, I helped a little bit, but my dad's pretty up on technology, and the fellow up in Roanoke Rapids as well, Nathaniel Crawford. They really saw the importance of it, and I've been very happy and impressed that they've been willing to embrace the new technology, because I mean, you got to if you want to stay competitive and stay in it. And the cloud stuff we're doing is really great. I mean, we have 3 locations, and I'm sitting here today working on stuff in the Cary office. It makes us pretty much be able to work from anywhere, and it just helps us to function at our level.
Yeah, and you know, I can imagine, can you like log in from home, or does it all have to be from the office?
Yeah, I can, but yeah, most of the time I'm here
in the office.
A lot of that, yeah.
Now, before we get, we'll get back to the business here in a minute, but tell us a little bit about yourself and how you came back to Rocky Mount. What were you doing prior to? Because folks always, think that's interesting. Everybody's story.
Yeah. Well, I was living in Myrtle Beach. I was working in a firm there, and Myrtle Beach is a great place to live. I really enjoyed being able to go to the beach after I do some tax returns every day. But this was my family, and so when my dad approached me about it, it just made sense. It just means so much more to me to come back here and be able to work with my dad and my brother's here as well. There was more meaning to it, more valuable to me to be able to come back here and continue my father's footsteps and be with my family. So I do miss the beach. I do miss being able to relax up there, but I go back and visit pretty often. But, I'm very happy with my decision and glad that I did come back here. Well,
we're certainly glad to have you, and again, congratulations on being Small Business of the Month for the month of February. Also tell us a little bit something about is there something that you've learned like working with your dad and other relatives?
That you can tell.
That you can tell. Yeah, I mean, tell us what it's like working here.
Well, let's see. Like I said, I enjoy it. I have learned a lot from him over the years. He's a very intelligent person, and just to be able to be around him and see some of the things that he's done and worked on, it's been very helpful to me. Having a good mentor here in the office.
Well, that's good.
And one of the things that we look at as the Chamber Small Business Committee is commitment to the community. And John, I have to say, you have really jumped right in and helped, and that means a lot. As the leadership changes and hands off the baton to some younger people for a lot of things. But you've not only initiated, and we'll talk about the equestrian program that you're initiating, but you have been president of the JCs, and we've got the largest JC chapter in the state of North Carolina, or the second largest?
Second largest. We got about 40 members right now.
Oh, and that's a good group, isn't it? Tell us a little bit about that.
We started up about 3 years ago, and was just had a lot of excitement and really grown the chapter here in these few years. There really wasn't much of anything like this, as for young folks around here to do. So I came in and just saw it as a need. So I got involved, and it just gives folks something to do for fun, and get involved and take on projects here in town and just get people plugged in. I think that's important because I mean, a lot of us young folks don't do a lot. We just kind of go to work and go home. But
maybe grab something to eat on the way home. Now, another thing that I found interesting, Gene, on the application was the fact that you're a volunteer fireman. I never would have expected that.
I was.
Okay.
That counts.
Yeah, that counts.
Yeah, I gave it a go, but I really didn't have time, to be honest.
Especially this time of year, tax season.
They're a good group of folks. They do a really good job. A lot of respect for what they do. But yeah, I went on a few calls, but just I just didn't have time.
It wasn't for John Vann, huh? Yeah.
The equestrian program, tell us about it, because not many people know that that's even being worked on.
Well, it's something we're just starting on. We're in the process of getting it up and going, but it's called Hooves for Hope. It's basically a therapeutic riding program for children with special needs. Right now, myself and 2 other people are going to a center in Greenville once a week to work with the kids and kind of learn how to do it. And then we're going to start a mentorship next semester. So we're doing a 3-month volunteership right now, and then we'll do another 3 months where we'll actually learn and become certified instructors. And we're hoping the 3 of us can sort of pick up the evening teaching after teaching in the late evenings, and we're looking around hoping to find like another younger person that can do some after school type teaching. And we've got a lot of folks, including yourself, that are very interested in wanting to help us out with it. It's going to be a long-term thing because we've all got to get trained and everything, but we're hoping that by this time next year we'll be up and running. We're going to do it at a friend of mine, David Bryant's, David's Leather, out at his farm. So we've got the location, we're getting the people trained, and hopefully this time next year you'll be out seeing us riding around with some horses.
Awesome.
And it's hugely helpful for kids with special needs, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's just the connection they feel with the horse, and they get a lot of motor skills and coordination and balance from it, things that they struggle with on their own. It helps them with that. I think it's going to be really awesome. It's just going to take some time. And if you look at the map, there's one in Greenville, there's one in Raleigh. If you look straight up 95, there's like this huge gap. There's nothing here. And I know a lot of folks go to the one in Greenville that live around this area that have to go all the way there. So I think we'll definitely fulfill a need here in the community once it gets up and running. So just be patient, keep working hard, and let it roll.
Well, certainly good luck with that, and we look forward to hearing about that in the future, as well as some other stuff that you may pop up on, because I'm sure the opportunity will present itself, trust me.
Yeah, I know. You're a pretty busy guy.
Yeah.
How about a few tax tips this time of year? Because is that predominantly what you're doing right now?
Oh,
is just totally...
It's not predominantly, it's all I'm doing.
Okay.
7 days a week.
Okay, so help us out. I mean, we all don't like it, for sure, but anything tips you can tell us about keep this and...
Yeah, well, it's kind of a common sense thing, but just stay organized. Make sure that you can get your hands on stuff, because you can give me your numbers, but it's up to you to be able to prove it if you get audited. So just stay organized, be on top of your stuff so you know where things are in case something happens.
And do most of the people you work with itemize, so they need to keep all the receipts from...
Yeah, they do, and a lot of times people will give you charity stuff and all this, but they don't realize that you got to have enough dollars spent on this sort of stuff to be able to itemize. And a lot of times people don't itemize until they buy a home and have to start paying mortgage interest. So yeah, pretty much whenever you buy a house, it opens up a lot more things for you that you can start deducting on your tax return. So if you bought a new home this year, give us a call. I can probably help point some more things out to you that you could be deducting that you weren't doing in the past.
And you've seen people who tried to do it on their own with some of these things that they advertise that, hey, jump online and do it yourself. But you've seen after reviewing a lot of them that you could have saved them more money.
Yeah, I mean, there's some really great programs out there. I mean, if you know what you're doing, you can do fine with them. But if you've got kind of a little more going on than maybe just a W-2, I definitely recommend getting someone like us to help you with it. I mean, I've seen stuff. People come in, do it themselves, messed it up the prior year, so they had me come do it, and then I look at what they did last year and just see that it was a total mess. And end up fixing it for them and getting them more money, and they paid me more money than they would have had to have spent in the first place to come get it done. So, if you got a lot going on, definitely for sure let somebody else look at it for you.
And we like that you're local. You've gotten about 30 to 40 new clients in the last year, so it's a growing firm.
Yeah.
And we like that you're right here too.
We really are growing. I mean, we just opened, as he probably mentioned, the new firm in Cary. It's a great spot for us, a great location, and we're kind of the central area where it all started from. So we're not just in Rocky Mount. We're reaching out all over the state, and it's very exciting to be here, to be a part of this, everything growing and everything happening. Very, very happy to be here.
Well, big congratulations.
Yes, and good luck in June at our Small Business of the Year banquet. We hope to have you there.
Yeah, thanks, Taylor.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Around Town is brought to you by Eastern North Carolina Medical Group. Good health is music to our ears. With office locations at 1041 Noel Lane, Suite 105 in Rocky Mount, 10589 East NC Highway 97 in Joiners Crossing Shopping Center in Rocky Mount, 155 Nashville Commons Drive in the Food Line Shopping Center Plaza in Nashville, North Carolina, 1812 Glendale Avenue, Suite B in Wilson, North Carolina, 903 North Arundel Drive in Zebulon, North Carolina, as well as the ENCMG Lewisburg Oncology Clinic at 216 North Beckett Boulevard, Suite 5 in Lewisburg, North Carolina. Log on to encmg.com today to locate the office nearest you.